Evening, cow sheep. This is Cowboy Prophet coming at you again. I know there's still some of you out there, no matter how much truth I give you, you're still doing this. That Cowboy Kool-aid tastes so good. You think it's so sweet. You think it's so good for you, but it's not. It's poison. I'm telling you, it's poison. And I'm here again to give you truth, to convince you to wake up and stop getting drunk on mediocrity. We've already talked about several key things. We've already talked about Dak, who ranked the 7th in the top 10 quarterbacks last year, but he signed a $160 million 4-year contract. That's around $40 million a year. We've already talked about Zeke. He was ranked the 10th running back last season, getting paid $15 million a year on a $90 million 5-year contract. So we've already done that. We already talked about how last year's budget for the whole team, Dallas Cowboys were the most expensive payroll all season long, $205 million. We've already done all that. But now we're coming into the offseason and we're waiting on the next, going up to 2022, 2023 season. And all the talk right now is about Amari Cooper. What's the deal with Amari Cooper? And here's the thing, cow sheep. The boys, they face a salary cap issue. And what they've done to prepare for that is they have now apparently traded Amari Cooper to the cemetery of the NFL, the Cleveland Browns. All right, so they originally signed him to a 5-year, $100 million contract. That's right around $20 million a year. Think about this. Dak, Zeke, and Amari were making approximately 36% of the whole payroll for the whole team last season. And Amari Cooper hasn't even been in the top 25 wide receivers for the last 2 years. And now, coming to the end of his contract, they trade him to the Browns in exchange for a 5th-round pick, a swap in the 6th-round pick, and they get a $20 million cut they don't have to pay out to Amari Cooper. You may think, wow, that's a really good deal. Have you ever heard of Jerry having a good deal on a wide receiver trade? I mean, think about, do I have to really talk about Joey Galloway, Keyshawn Johnson, Roy Williams? No, I don't have to talk about those. Why? Because they were all train wrecks. And so was Amari Cooper. He couldn't catch a cold last year. And so you might wonder, okay, they got $20 million. They can make a good deal. Now think about this. What did they do with the receivers? That's going to bump up CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee, like a little lamb, coming up to the next season. He's going to be the number 1 receiver. And then you get Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup, who got 2 injuries last season. One, he tore his ACL second, but he also strained his calf. He didn't play for half the season. And they signed him now to a 5-year, $62.5 million deal, which is around $12.5 million a year. Think about this. He is now going to be in the top 25 highest paid receivers in the league, above players like Jamar Chase, Cole Beasley, and Justin Jefferson. And oh, by the way, their 3rd receiver, Cedric Wilson, he just signed a deal with Miami to go there for 3 years for 22. So think about this. The number 1 receiver is CeeDee Lamb. Gallup is going to be the number 2 receiver. And then you've got no names like Noah Brown and Malik Turner being 3 and 4. So take note, cow sheep. The common denominator here is not just average players getting supreme pay. It's Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones making these insane decisions. And you cow sheep keep taking the Kool-Aid and doing this. You just keep gulping it down, and you've got to stop and wake up and realize that we're going nowhere with Jerry in charge. Until next time, cow sheep, have a good night.